Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech, and in this video, I'll be showing you all the best features of the Samsung Galaxy A32. By the way, I'll also be posting a dedicated video for the tips and tricks section where I'll be talking about many things which I won't be covering in this video. So definitely check out that video, link will be in the description. Now with that said, the most highlighting feature about this phone would start off with its display. This phone sports a 6.4-inch Super AMOLED Infinity U display with Full HD Plus resolution, 90Hz screen refresh rate, and 800 nits of peak brightness. This is definitely one of the best looking displays in the market in this price segment. Well, if you can ignore that notch. Next best thing about this phone is its performance. This phone sports a MediaTek Helio G80 processor with Mali G52 MC2 GPU with 6GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. These are the benchmark scores. Purely in terms of performance, it's not that impressive when compared to online exclusive phones, but for a regular user in a retail market, it offers decent performance. Next, this phone also comes with a much bigger battery. It sports a 5000 mAh battery, and for a regular user, it can easily last you for about 2 days. Even if you're a heavy user who likes playing games, it can easily last you an entire day. Going on next, this phone also supports fast charging. Inside the box, we get a 15 watts power adapter, and you can completely charge your phone from 0 to 100% in about 1.5 hours. Next, this phone also comes with an in-display fingerprint scanner, and here's a quick preview of that. As you can see, it unlocks pretty quickly, it's pretty fast and reliable as well. Next, we also have the face unlock feature. In good lighting conditions, it is pretty fast, almost unlocks the phone in less than a second. In low lighting conditions, it works, but it is slightly slower, takes about a second or two to unlock the phone. And finally, in complete darkness, it still works, but it is slightly slower, takes about 2 to 3 seconds to unlock the phone. Overall, face unlock works and it's usable, but I would rather use the fingerprint scanner instead. Going on next, this phone also comes with some impressive cameras. On the rear, this phone comes with a quad camera setup with a 64 megapixel primary camera, and for selfies, you get a 20 megapixel camera with f2.2 aperture. These are some sample shots. Next, we have a dedicated night mode which allows us to take better pictures in low lighting conditions. And on this phone, we have night mode for both the primary camera and even for the wide angle lens. Next, we have a dedicated macro shot mode on this phone which allows us to take macro shots. Here's a quick preview. Next, we have edge lighting, which is a pretty cool animation that you get every time you get a notification. And we have different type of animations, you can change different colors, and you can also interact with the notification differently. Like every time you get a pop-up notification, you can swipe it, click it, or drag it down to perform different actions. With that said, everything that's related to the coloring and animations comes under edge lighting effect. Next, we have edge panel. Once you enable this feature, we get an extra panel on the right side of the screen, which you can access by just doing a swipe gesture. We have all these different kinds of panels, starting from app shortcuts, people shortcuts, smart select tools, weather information. This edge panel can seriously improve your productivity. Next, we have AR Doodle. This feature allows us to create AR doodles in the camera application, and just like the name suggests, we can literally draw augmented reality objects in the camera application. You can take pictures and also record video as well. Next, we have Link to Windows. This feature allows you to link your phone to your PC and perform some basic actions like managing contacts, SMS, or checking your photos and videos. Going on next, we have a dedicated mode called 64MP mode. Even though this phone has a 64 megapixel camera, by default it compresses the image using pixel binning concept. For some reason, if you want to take a bigger 64 megapixel picture, you can try out this mode. Next, we have Music Share. This feature allows your friends to play music from your Bluetooth devices. All you need to do is, on this phone, turn on Music Share and connect to a speaker. On your friend's phone, you can access the speaker and start playing music. It's not a great feature, but might come in handy. Next, we have Nearby Share. This is a brand new feature that you can find on all the latest Android phones. This feature allows you to share data between one Android phone and another just like share it, but this feature comes built in for most of the phones these days. You should definitely give it a try. It works just like AirDrop on iOS. Next, we have a new swipe gesture for the shutter button. This feature is enabled by default. You just need to do a swipe gesture on the shutter button and it will take a burst shot. By default, it is set to burst shot. We can also change it to record a GIF. Next, we have a dedicated 32MP mode for the front camera. This feature allows you to take selfies with more resolution. Next, we have live captions. This is a feature that you can find in on almost all the Android phones, which will automatically create captions or just transcribe from the audio that you are listening to. Let's say you're watching a video on YouTube. With this feature turned on, you can see the captions at the bottom. From the settings, you can change the font style of these captions as well. Next, we have a brand new application called Live Transcribe. This new feature allows you to transcribe your voice. So instead of typing, you can just use this application and just talk to it, and you get a textual form of that. Next, we have notification history. This is another new feature, and once you enable it, you can see all the notifications that you got throughout the history all in one place. Next, we have motion smoothness. This is where you can change the screen refresh rate of your phone. You can set it to high, which is the high refresh rate, or standard, which is the 60Hz refresh rate. Going on next, we can also save the split screen apps. So whenever you open any two applications in a split screen mode, you can save this exact combination using the Edge panel. So next time you want to open these two applications at the same time, you can just open them with a click of a button. Going on next, we have a new feature which allows us to change the call background screen. From these settings, we can change the call background and the layout of the call screen. Right now we don't have a lot of customization options over here, but we might get them with a future update.
Next, this phone also comes with a wide-angle camera on the rear. These are some sample shots. Next, we have live focus mode. This is another fancy name for rear camera portrait mode on Samsung phones. Unlike on other phones, on this phone, you can actually change the amount of background blur effect you want before taking a picture, and even after taking a picture, you can change the background blur effect. Very few phones offer this feature. These are some sample shots. Next, we have spinning background. Now, just like the name suggests, it will give you a spinning effect in the background of a portrait shot. You can also edit the intensity of the spin using the slider below. Next, we have zoom background. Just like the spin effect, using this feature, you get a zoom effect. And once again, you can change the intensity using the slider below. Next, we have color point. Now, once you enable this feature, subject is in color and the background is in black and white, you get a pretty cool looking effect. Even this feature works only on portrait shots, and there needs to be a sufficient distance between the subject and the background. Next, we have live focus for selfie. Now, this is another fancy name by Samsung for portrait selfie. Using this feature, you can take portrait selfies, and on this phone, you can also change the amount of background blur effect you want before taking a picture. These are some sample shots. Next, we have wide angle selfie. Now, the front camera on this phone has a wide angle lens, but by default, it crops it to give you a regular size selfie. If you want a much wider selfie, you can get it with just a click of a button. Next, we have AR emoji, which is Samsung's version of Apple's Animoji. First, you need to create AR emoji by taking a picture of yourself. Then you can customize it according to your preference. You can change the skin tone, hairstyle, beard style. You can literally change everything about the emoji. Then you can take pictures of your emoji making weird expressions. You can also stick the emoji to your face like a sticker and then take pictures. You can also share your custom emoji with anyone, anywhere, directly from the Samsung keyboard app. Next, we have AR stickers. Using this feature, you can put different kind of stickers to your face in real time and then take pictures with it. It's a pretty cool feature, and the amount of stickers you have depends on the phone you're using. Next, this phone also offers electronic image stabilization while recording video. Next, we have slow motion video recording, where we have more control over the duration. Once you're done recording, you can also edit the slow-mo video according to your preference. Next we have HYPERLAPSE, which is just a Samsung name for time-lapse. Next we have Scene Optimizer. It's like AI mode for Samsung phones. It is enabled by default all the time and you can disable it very easily by a click of a button. This feature intelligently detects the scene and optimizes each shot to give you picture perfect composition. Next we have Always On Display. And just like the name suggests, once you enable this feature, display of your phone is always on even when you lock your phone. It will display time, date and notification icons. You can keep it always on or turn it on only at a specific time. You can double tap the notification icon to open it, double tap on the clock to go through different face widgets. You can even control the music player from the Always On display. You can also change the clock style, add new widgets and customize it more. As this phone comes with an AMOLED display, it won't affect the battery life and you get a very cool look.
Next we have swipe gestures. Now once you enable the swipe gestures from the navigation bar settings, you can just swipe from the bottom of the screen to go home, swipe and hold for recent tabs. You can swipe from the left side of the screen or the right side of the screen to go back a step. For Google Assistant, you can swipe from the bottom left corner or bottom right corner diagonally and it will trigger Google Assistant. Finally, we can also swipe left on right on the bottom bar to quickly switch between applications.
Next we have split screen mode. To open any application in split screen mode, you need to first open that application, go to the recent apps page, click on the app icon and select open in split screen. Then that application will open in a split screen and you can select the secondary application from your recent apps, or you can go to the home screen and select the secondary application from there. You can find this feature on all Android phones and this is how you can use it on this phone. Next we have pop-up view, which opens an application in a floating window. Opening an app in pop-up view is similar to split screen mode. Once you open an application in a pop-up view, you can change its transparency, make it a bit transparent. You can minimize it to a floating bubble, just like Facebook chat heads, maximize it or even close it. I would recommend you not to use this feature as it is resource intensive. Next we have smart pop-up view. This feature allows you to open applications in a pop-up view every time you get a notification from that application. First, you need to enable this feature for the desired application. Once again, it's better not to use this feature. Next, we have night mode. This is one of my favorite features on this phone. Once you enable it, most of the UI elements change color from light to dark or black. You can just turn it on from the notification toggles or schedule it to turn on and turn off automatically at a specific time. Using this mode strains your eyes less at night, saves battery, and definitely looks pretty cool because of the AMOLED display. Now going on next, we have palm swipe to capture. Now before I show you what this feature does, let me show you how to take a normal screenshot. For that, simply press the volume down and power button both at the same time. Once you do that, your phone will take a screenshot. Now for some reason, if you're not able to do that and want an easy way, you can enable this feature called palm swipe to capture. Once you enable this feature, you can simply swipe the display of your phone with your palm, left or right, to take a screenshot. Sometimes it doesn't work, but most of the time, it works without any problems. Next we have Smart Alert. Once you enable this feature, every time you pick up your phone will vibrate if you have a missed call or a message. Next we have Easy Mute. Once you enable this feature, you can easily mute incoming calls or alarms by placing your hand on your phone or by turning your phone face down. Next we have One-Handed Mode. Now once you enable this feature and swipe from the bottom left or right corner of the screen size will shrink, your phone will become much more usable with a single hand. Once you're in this mode, you can click the arrow button to switch the screen left side or right side and click in an empty area to go full screen. If you don't like the gesture, you can select the second option.
You just need to double tap the home button to trigger one-handed mode. Considering the huge screen size of this phone, if you want something much more accessible, you can try out this mode.
Next we have Accidental Touch Prevention, which is just a fancy name from Samsung for pocket mode. Once you enable this feature, it will prevent accidental touches in closed spaces like pockets and bags. Next we have Lift to Wake. Now this feature is self-explanatory. Once you enable this feature, you can simply lift your phone to wake it up. This can be quite useful if you are using face unlock feature. You just need to raise your phone, it'll see your face and then unlock your phone. Next we have Double Tap to Wake. Once again, even this feature is self-explanatory. You can double tap the screen to wake it up. So once you enable this feature, just lock your phone and double tap the screen. It wakes up the screen, and if you're using face unlock, once again it sees your face and unlocks the phone immediately. Next we have Smart Stay. Once you enable this feature, your phone's display will stay on as long as you're using it. This is a really useful feature for people who read a lot on your phone. Let's say you're reading an article or a book on your phone, then the display won't turn off at screen timeout. Next we have Smart Capture. Now this is a very common feature found on many other phones, but this feature is only available on the high-end phones on Samsung. Now once you enable this feature, every time you take a screenshot, you get additional options to take a longer screenshot or edit a screenshot before saving it. Just in case if you can't find this feature on your phone, make sure you have Smart Capture option in additional settings. Next we have Digital Wellbeing. Now this is actually a feature from Google, so it should be on all the Android phones. Now this feature will record all your activity on your phone, like how long you're using your phone, which apps you're using a lot, and how many times you have opened a particular application. So this feature gives you all that information, and you can see which apps you open frequently and which apps you're addicted to. You can also restrict app usage by using this feature. Next we have Wind Down. Now this feature is built into the Digital Wellbeing application, but it has its own unique features. Now this feature Wind Down will help you sleep quickly at night. You can turn it on manually or schedule it to automatically turn on at a specific time. Once you set it up and it's turned on, it changes the screen to grayscale, that's black and white, and blocks notification. It can also turn on Do Not Disturb mode, so you won't be disturbed with annoying notifications. Next we have Flash Notifications. Once you enable this feature, every time you get a notification or a call, flashlight blinks to give you a visual indication. It's good when you need it, but it can be quite annoying. Next we have Auto Call Recording. Now this feature allows you to record calls automatically on your phone, whether you get a call or make a call. You can enable this feature from the phone dialer settings. Now going on next, we have the option to change the font on this phone. Usually most Android phones don't give you this option, but on this phone, you can change the font. By default, you get 3 different fonts, and if you're not happy with them, you can download more from the Samsung store. Next we have Easy Mode. Now if this phone is going to be used by some elderly people, then you can enable Easy Mode for them. Now once you enable this feature, everything on your phone will be enlarged. All the app icons on the home screen and app drawer increase in size. Even the text size gets scaled up to make it more visible for elderly people. Next we have Game Launcher. Now once you enable this feature, it will create a folder called Game Launcher on your home screen, and you can keep all your games in that folder. Now from this interface you can change your performance mode. You can set it to balanced, power saver, or even high performance. So once you set up your power profile, every time you open a game, your phone will automatically switch to that power profile. Beside that, we also get the option to mute sound for all games at once. Now going on next, we have Swipe to Call or Send Message. Once you enable this feature in the default phone dialer application, you can simply swipe left or right on a contact or a call log to make a call or send a message. It's not a great feature, but a very nice shortcut that's available only on the Samsung phones. Next we have Dual Messenger, which is like dual apps for Samsung. Using this feature, you can have 2 Snapchat accounts, 2 Facebook accounts, or even 2 WhatsApp accounts on the same phone. Now this feature might seem awesome, but it only works with few applications. Like if you want to use 2 Paytm accounts on the same phone, you can't do it using this feature. With that said, if you really want to do it, like if you want 2 Paytm accounts on the same Samsung phone, you can try using Secure Folder feature. In your default phone dialer, we have a feature called Caller ID and Spam Protection, and it just does what it says. Every time you get a call from any unknown number, it tries to trace it, give you a name, and will try to intimate you if it is a spam call. I'll definitely recommend you to use this feature. Now the next best feature on this phone is the Secure Folder. Now this feature has a simple name called Secure Folder, but offers you a lot of things. For starters, you can hide files in it, you can create your secure notes, you can even drag and drop applications into this folder and use them as dual applications. And if you have any application with security as priority, like net banking applications, you can put all those applications in the secure folder and make them more secure. It is basically like a secure box inside your phone where you can hide files and keep applications safer. Now this is an awesome feature, but it is very resource intensive. So if you don't have a high-end Samsung phone, I will not recommend you to use this feature. Instead, try third-party applications. Now going on next, this phone also has Dolby Atmos sound enhancement. You can enable it by using the toggles or by going to the sound settings. Once you enable it, you have different sound profiles like auto, movies, music and voice, and depending upon the sound profile, you will get different audio experience. Right now this feature is only available if you are using a headset. Now going on next, this phone even comes with Samsung themes. Or just the themes. You literally have hundreds of themes to choose from, both free and paid, and you can completely change the look and feel of your phone. Starting from wallpapers to UI elements to app icons, it literally changes everything. Now going on next, we have maximum power saving mode. On previous Samsung phones, it was called as ultra power saving mode, and once you enable this feature, it will decrease the screen brightness, set speed limiter, restrict background network usage, limit the number of apps that you can use, and apply a dark theme. On the whole, it does all these things to improve the standby time of your phone. Now even in this mode, you can still use Wi-Fi, Bluetooth and mobile data, and use some regular applications like YouTube, Facebook, and even use the camera application. If you're on a very long journey, just enable this mode and you can have great battery life. Now going on next, we can also increase the touch sensitivity of the display. Now most of the time, if you add a screen guard or a tempered glass to your display, touch sensitivity might go down. In that case, you can use this feature. Next we have Kids mode. You can access it from the notification toggles. Now the first time you try to open it, it might try to download a brand new application, but once everything is set and done, this is the user interface that you get. Using parental controls, you can set daily playtime. You can also check out the daily usage of your kid. You can check out their complete activity. You can restrict the number of apps that they can use, contacts they can see, and music they can listen to. It completely transforms your phone into a brand new phone, which is safe for your kid to use.
Next we have a new lock screen service. This is just a service or a feature that will automatically change your lock screen wallpaper. If you like the concept, you can keep it and have a different lock screen wallpaper every time, or else you can disable it to completely turn off the feature.
Now going on next, we can also reduce animations on this phone. Now for some reason, if you want to reduce animations and thereby reducing the CPU load, then you can do it on this phone by just disabling this toggle. Even if you reduce animations, there are still some animations going on. And for some reason, if you want to completely remove animations, you can do it from the accessibility settings. Personally, I'll stick with animations even at a cost of performance and battery life. Now going on next, we can also disable fast charging. Now this phone, as you might have already known, comes with fast charging, supports fast charging, and comes with a fast charger inside the box. But for some reason, maybe for a prank or something else, if you want to disable fast charging, you can do it from the battery settings. Now going on next, this phone also has WIDEVINE L1 support. That means you can stream high definition videos from Netflix and Amazon Prime on this phone. This is kind of a big deal if you watch a lot of video content on your phone. So guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching. If I missed out on anything important, do let me know by commenting below this video, and definitely check out my video on the tips and tricks section where I'll be talking about many things which I didn't cover in this video. By the way guys, if you're planning to buy this phone, use the link in the description. It always helps the channel. And if you want us to make any specific video or if you have any questions, tweet out to us with the hashtag AskGreedyTech on Twitter and we will try to make it as soon as possible. I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.